In Hong Kong MU LiPACE, we are committed to furthering vocational professional education and training, or what we call VPET. And my school is among the first in the post-secondary education sector to include this in our mission statement. As such, we are sensitive to developments in the external environment, such as economic, cultural, and technological trends affecting Hong Kong society. So around 2019, when the Hong Kong SAR government promoted the Greater Bay Area concept under the guidance of the central government, we realized that this was a game changer and started exploring how we might be able to partner with mainland peer institutions in the GBA. And then COVID followed, but which didn't dampen our drive to push through this new initiative. I would say we were fortunate to find a SZIIT, now the Shenzhen University of IT, as a partner, and the collaboration discussion was swift due to our shared ethos to bring the ideas into reality. So we had signed an MOU, and the first cohort of students in the collaborative program was admitted in 2022. The first cohort graduated in the summer of 2025. Although the will to collaborate was strong, I'd say the details had to be worked out, as the two places really differ in terms of their work practices, the program design, and the teaching methods. Again, both sides acted with dedication to remove obstacles to progressing this collaboration, such as the medium of instruction and rigid matching of course content when reviewing our two sets of curricula. Now, on the former, I'd say that we should adopt a pragmatic view that knowledge and skills learned is actual and present in the students without demanding that they had to be learned in a named language, which is unnecessary and perhaps also unjustified. Now remember, language is just a medium. And secondly, in Hong Kong, the Educational and Quality Assurance Authorities have published credit recognition and transfer guidelines in 2014, which can be applied in the case of collaborating with partners in the GBA. So we didn't aim for 100% matching of course content, but didn't go below what was prescribed in our Hong Kong guidelines. Now, this was how we worked through the differences in our two systems and found a common ground through focusing on the learning, which is the subject matter of our collaboration. I think we have set a very good precedent for others to emulate by standing firm to our institutional principles and rules on credit exemption, but being pragmatic to accommodate nuances of each other's systems. Of course, when students from the mainland come to study with us, they have to demonstrate English language competency in order to successfully undertake their study. And similarly, if they were to study in the mainland, their Putonghua should be up to the standard too. Now, this is a natural expectation. There is no compromise in this regard. There were process indicator and also outcome indicator. Now, speaking about process indicator, this refers to observed changes in the mainland students' abilities and maturities, especially with a social connotation. Now, we see strong personal growth derived through the mainland students joining their local peers in collaborative assignments, projects, competitions, which they regard to be quite a different approach in teaching from the mainland model. We're very happy to see mainland and local students integrating well, because in the future, our workforce in Hong Kong will need to interact with their counterparts in the GBA on a regular basis. We're just preparing them in advance for a work life that runs seamlessly between the two places. Now, on the other hand, when you talk about outcome indicator, our higher diploma graduates predominantly choose to further their studies in university year 3, or what we call a top-up degree or a senior year. Now, we see very good articulation results for the first cohort, with the vast majority going to our Hong Kong Metropolitan University degrees, but also successful articulation to 2 to 3 University Grants Committee universities. Now, I'm so happy to say we even have graduates who furthered their studies in Korea, overseas. In the graduation ceremony for the first cohort, one parent of a graduate came to thank us personally about his daughter having matured so much by joining this program, and for having the opportunity to study in Hong Kong, which they never thought about could happen before. We're talking about students gaining 2 awards recognized by the two systems in mainland and in Hong Kong, which facilitate youth mobility tremendously. I personally hope that this can become the norm someday, instead of being in a minority of academic awards, still considered some kind of a novelty. I'm also happy to share that the SZIIT, our partner, we have progressed beyond this kind of collaborative program partnership to embrace joint program development, guest teaching, teaching materials development, as well as study visits. All these are made possible by the trust engendered through the success of the initial collaboration.